Yeah. So what up? What up guys? So yung next topic natin ngayon is actually a continuation of our lesson on stock market. So the original title is why the stock market again. So let's continue with mutual funds. Yung mutual funds, uh, just like how the term refers, mutual funds is are funds held mutually. So yan, no? So meron tayong investors, they pool their money, okay? And then they have the fund manager. The fund manager, uh, usually the fund manager is hired by the mutual fund. No? So minsan yung investors, yung mutual fund nila, hindi naman yung registered mutual fund. No? Minsan ganun, mga magkaibigan, pero meron, pwede rin yun. Alang, syempre, if you want to be safe, syempre doon ka sa fund manager na usually registered yan, mga nasa bangko o kaya nasa mga uh, you know uh, stock brokerage yan. So what happens is yung fund manager invest in securities, tapos yung securities naman generates returns, pwedeng asset appreciation, tumataas yung price niya or nagbibigay siya ng dividend, and then it passes back to investors through the mutual fund. So usually tumataas yung presyo ng mutual fund as time goes by. So halimbawa, meron kang 10,000 pesos, no? Mag-invest ka sa mutual fund. Since naka-invest sa madaming uh, investments or securities, yung 10,000 mo unti-unti tumataas yun. With 10,000, you can only buy usually one stock lang, no? Pero sa mutual fund, since halimbawa naka-invest sila sa 20 stocks, it's like you're investing through them, in 20 stocks. Ngayon kung ang investment nila ay 100 stocks, that means you're investing in 100 stocks. Meron lang siya simple. So what are mutual funds? Ang mutual funds is, well, for the most part, professional investing. Kaya ako sinasabing for the most part kasi, again, mahirap na magtiwala ngayon. No? Pag sinabing professional investing, sometimes nagkakamali din naman yung mga fund manager, lalo na sa bangko. No? Meron din naman yung pagkakamali, sense of omission. And sometimes they're too wary about your money and they fail to invest it in high appreciating deals, and then you get frustrated. So when you say professional investing, that means this is their life, this is their job. Kaya siya professional investing. Right? Tapos, you purchase stocks with the best people. Why did I say that? Kasi hindi ka lang mag-isa. The best people means, it's usually backed up with research. May mga research team yan, namimili sila ng stocks. And usually have better understanding on the position of the stocks. Hindi yan nanguhula lang, no? Like most people, talagang pinag-aaral nila yung kanilang bawat purchase. Okay, and then you divide your risk kasi pag mag-isa lang yun, example ko kanina, 10,000, invest in one stock. If you invest in one stock, if that stock went, from 10 pesos to 8 pesos, that means you have lost, 2 out of 10, that's about 1 out of 5, 20% of your money. Kasi isang stock lang, no? Pero if the mutual funds is invested in, as I said, 100 stocks, lahat ng appreciation or depreciation ng mga stocks na yan, nagba-balance out. And usually, you're just mimicking whatever the market is doing. So if the market goes up maybe 5%, and yung mutual funds mo follow the market closely, then your mutual fund will go up by either 5.5 or 6%, or it will go up siguro mga 4% to 3%, something like that. Rarely na nangyayari unless pangit naman yung pagkakapili ng mutual funds na mataas yung market tas yung mutual funds mo baba. That means there's something wrong. So you divide your risk means you're invested kasi in many stocks. The exposure is low. Siyempre, kaya nga yung risk mo divide or dissipate or ma-manage kasi exposure mo ay low. Hindi katulad na napakadami kang pera na nakalagay sa stock market. If you have 1 million in the stock market, then exposure mo is 1 million, right? Eh kung mutual fund na binigay mo, is mutual fund na follow mo, you're just invested in like 10,000, 20,000, or 50,000, yun na exposure mo. And Also, kung naka-invest na ikaw sa 100 stocks or I mean yung mutual fund or 20 stocks para believable, you know, and one or two of those stocks goes into trouble or go into trouble, edi ang exposure mo is low kasi marami kang napag-invest through the mutual funds. You can exit anytime you want, and I think this is the most, I think uh, most beautiful part of in a mutual fund. Unlike in business, di ba? Naglagay ka ng 1 million, for example, you can exit anytime you want. Kasi nakatayo na yung building eh. Paano kung makaka-exit eh, nagsisimula na tayo. Hindi ka po pwede mag-exit niyan. Unless papayag yung ibang mga kasamahan mo, nag-incorporate kayo, tapos bibili nila yung shares mo. Kaya nga risk yun, di ba? So pag sinabi mong magsasapi ka dyan, capital ka dyan, that means hindi ka pwede mag-withdraw. But sa mutual funds, you can exit anytime you want. Of course, kailangan may trading day. At saka may mga mutual funds na magsasabi na kailangan 3 days in advance, whatever. Lalo na kung naka-invest sila sa bonds, yun, medyo mahirap yan. Minsan, no? Kasi talagang titignan nila yung dahil kung hindi, may penalty kasi yung kanilang funds. So, but technically speaking, you can exit anytime you want. Okay? You can start low and accumulate later. Ibig sabihin, pag mag-start ka ng low, it means that you're starting at a low pace. Halimbawa, 10,000 nga sa said. And then baka 12 doon, dadagdag ka ng 2,000, 2,000. For example, in BPI, meron silang ganun, no? Sa kanilang BPI Express Online, pwede kang mag-invest doon, tapos transfer ka lang ng transfer from your ATM. And then nakikita mo pa yung balance niya. So, I think that's a good way to go. Tapos, pag marunong ka na talaga mag-invest on your own, then you can choose your own stocks. Okay? So, ito yung question. Do you have savings equivalent to 6 times your monthly expenses? Bakit? Ito kasi yung lumang, ito yung, hindi na pala ito, yung bagong savings formula na discuss natin ito. Income minus savings equals to expenses. Kailangan mag-save ka muna or mag-invest ka muna. Pay yourself first bago ka mag-spend. Kaya to importante kasi ibig sabihin lang nito, you're living a lean life kasi you're allocating something for yourself first before you spend later. Fasting for the feasting. But savings is clearly not enough, no? Paano kung, you become sick or whatever, tulad ni piggy bank, hindi enough. Dati noong 2003, 500 pesos yun ang nabibili. Kanyang kadami, no? 2008, 2013. Ngayon, 2021, hawak mo na lang sa kamay mo yung 500. Pag pumunta ka nga sa mini stop eh, 'di ba? Ang 500 mo, ilang piraso na lang yan, isang bag na maliit na lang yan, no? 'Di ba? So, talagang inflation, usually yung prices would naturally rise. Lalo na ngayon dahil nagkaroon ng pandemic. Alam niyo naman yan, no? Okay? So, ang saving versus investing, saving, usually fixed interest income kasi yan eh. Nag-accumulate ka ng money, but investing has higher income potential kasi investing is making money work hard for you dahil yung money begets money. Ang savings, usually fixed interest income lang, while investing, cumulative. Stay invested, let time be your friend. Yan. So invest early, sabi nga rito sa example na to, no? This is a presentation from BPI, no? Some of my friends are from BPI, and when we invited them back in, I think almost 10 years na, no? When they went to our school in LPU in Laguna, they presented this, and yun, courtesy of BPI. That's why I always mention BPI. Invest early. So we have Mike here in Rocky, raised to 1 million. So what happened is, Mike invested 50,000, decided to regularly invest 50,000 per year in an investment fund. Ang kanyang annual average return is 9%. Average return of 9%, okay naman yun, no? I mean, hindi siya masyadong mataas, hindi naman siya mababa. Of course, kung ikaw ay naka-invest sa isang sa sa mutual fund, lalo na in those better years. Of course, ngayon pandemic, parang ang hirap mag-return ng 9%, dahil nga sa bagsak ng stock market, since last year. Pero, it always goes back to this. And usually, itong return ng balance fund. Ganyan. So, ganyan ang ginawa ni Mike, no? Nag-invest siya ng 5 times. No? Invested 5,000, 50,000 pala per year. Tapos, si Rocky naman, nag-postpone siya, no? After 3 years lang siya, tapos nagdagdag na siya ng 200,000. So, what happened is, ginamit niya muna yung pera niya, then, saka na siya naglagay ng 200,000. Kung tutusin, pareho lang naman nilagay nila. 50, 50, 50, 50 means 200. But the difference is, Rocky has postponed investing for 3 years. So, who is the winner? No, who is the winner? After 12 years, after 12 years, the contribution was 600,000 the same, right? Pero Mike wins simply because he started early. So ang lesson dito is you have to invest early in life. Huwag mong hintayin na kung kailan, kumikita ka na. Of course, siguro sasabihin niya, sir, wala naman kami 50,000 per year, 50,000 per year ngayon dahil estudyante pa lang kami. As soon as you start earning, you'll realize na 50,000 a year is not that big of an amount. 50,000 a year means only about 4,000 a month or about 2,000 per payday, which can easily be placed by young individuals like you. Pag kumikita ka ng 12,000 and sometimes you stay with your parents by that time, you can easily save that. In the 90s, I used to save 500 per payday, but magkano lang ba salary namin noon? No? Parang my first paycheck was parang mga 3,000 siya. Imagine, nagsisave pa kami ng 1,000. That means 33% of our salary. I mean, my salary, na-invest or nasa-save. No? Kung kaya namin nun, kaya nyo rin ngayon. So, if you are earning, 15,000, kung tutusin, kaya mo mag-save ng divided by 3, no? 5,000, kaya mo mag-save ng 5,000. Kailangan lang talaga discipline. Always buy only what's necessary. Excuse me. Okay, so yan, no? Invest early in life. Before you cross the street, of course, there's risk. Na-explain na natin to dati, but risk and reward, the higher the risk, the higher the reward, the higher the reward, the higher the risk. So these are investing personalities. Again, courtesy of BPI. Prefers to walk, no? Si ma'am prefers to walk. Investment philosophy niya is she's okay with low returns, doesn't want to see any decrease in the value of the money. Importante to kay BPI kasi talagang tinatanong niya to sa inyo bago kayo mag-invest. Okay ka lang ba with low returns? Okay ka lang, gusto mo ba, okay lang ba sa'yo na nakikita mo yung money mo nagde-decrease yung value? Pag ang sagot mo doon na hindi mo gusto mag-decrease ang value ng money mo, dito ka, ito ang investment philosophy mo. Ito naman, loves to ride the bicycle, investment philosophy slowly but surely, so medium term investment. Ito yung tipong mga 3 to 5 years, yan, ang kanyang investment. Ito naman, horseback riding is his hobby. Wants to have a balance between return and income, okay sa kanya ang long-term investing. Okay, si Alejandro naman prefers to ride a race car. Hindi siya afraid to possible losses in the short term. Gusto niya long-term investment. Ito, okay lang, no, with or long term. Siya talaga gusto niya long term. Ang reason dito is kung titingnan nyo, parang pinaka-risky si Alejandro kung titingnan mo. But kung tutusin, siya ang may long-term perspective among the four. Okay? So, pag conservative ka, ayan, ito is a conservative investor. Dito naman is a moderately conservative investor. Okay? Moderately aggressive and aggressive. You wouldn't believe it, but even if I'm old, I still I started as an aggressive investor. I still am an aggressive investor. For me kasi, yung mga losses in the short term ay, for the most part, they are short term. Kung naiintindihan mo yung flow ng market, you will realize na lahat ng mga losses na nakikita mo is just paper losses if you chose your stocks well, yung investment mo. Kailangan talaga, of course, napili mo siyang tama. Dahil kung mali yung pili mo, nanghula ka lang, hindi mo makikita na, teka, paper loss lang ba to o talagang bagsak tong company na to. Hindi mo kasi inaaral eh. Pero pag inaaral mo, for example, you bought something like, I don't know, SM or Manila Water or Meralco. Kahit bagsak yan, sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, teka muna, Manila Water, paano malulugi to? Tubig to, di ba? So, they may lose from quarter to quarter or, sometimes 2 years loss sila, no? But, in the long term, as soon as, as long as people keeps on drinking water, which they will do, I think. Gano'n din naman sa Meralco, as long as people keep on, needing or keep on, you know, using electricity or have need for electricity, then they would always purchase power. So I'm not saying naman na, purchase them blindly, but look at the return, look at the price. If you like what you see, then invest in it. So customer suitability assessment. So as I said, si BPI does this. Meron siyang customer suitability assessment. Ang trick doon, if you want to be given yung lahat ng kanilang ah, yung mga facility, is kailangan ang stance mo doon is aggressive. Kasi pag ang stance mo is conservative, hindi siya i-offer yung iba. Mayroon akong mga kaibigan dati sa, sa LPU, mga kasamahan ko, no? Akala nila since mga bata sila, halos kalahati lang ng edad ko. And when they took the customer stability assessment, ang nai-offer lang sa kanila, dalawa lang. Sabi, "Sir, bakit ganito? Dalawa lang ang pwede kong invest, ba't sa'yo kumpleto?" Kako kasi siguro mga sinagot mo dun, tatanungin kasi niyan ah, when will you be needing the money, no? I mean, baka kasi pag bumagsak yung market, bigla mong bawiin, di ba? So, siyempre, liquidity problem siya, for the bank. So, tatanungin yan sa tingin mo ba gagamitin mo ba yung money mo in the next 4 to 5 years or 2 to 3 years, something like that. So usually ako, ang sagot ko diyan, long term, which talaga naman gano'n. I mean, pabayaan mo lang siya diyan. Pag gano'n ang sagot mo or sa tingin mo okay lang sa'yo na mag-lose ka ng money in the short term, then that's an aggressive investment. So dapat gano'n ang stance natin kasi nga long term ang investment natin. Okay, what are your options? Ito yung mga sinasabi ko, mga investment funds, no? Again, lahat ito ay galing kay BPI at ito mga return na to, the returns of BPI in 2014 ata or something, or 2013. So, hindi na to ganito ngayon, pero just to tell you, ang average talaga ng stock market returns is about this, mga about 15 to 18% every year. So, again, to yung direct investment, ikaw lang mag-isa. I do this kasi ako lang naman mag-isa. Now, with my friends, pag meron silang investment, no? Meron kaming group, no? Parang cooperative eh. Ang nangyayari diyan, nag-invest kami. Tapos ako namimili ng stocks. Yan. So, ang tawag ng investment fund. So, kung gusto mo naman na mag-invest sa bangko or sa, you know, stock brokerage, like Call Financial or, uh, uh, First Metro, yan. So, ganyan ang gagawin nila. Okay, so ito yung tinatawag natin na mutual fund. So, it's just security. Yan ang investment fund natin. And kung meron kang PI, so let's just say na this is 100% of all the mutual funds. Yung price per NAV po, yung net asset value per unit, yan yung hawak mong PI. That's how much you own. So, hindi mo naman siyempre ma-own lahat yan dahil millions, hundreds of millions lahat yan. So, when you buy, for example, 10,000 pesos, malalaman mo kung ilang shares ka meron. So, yun yung kukumpitin mo. So, tatandaan mo yung na-purchase mo na number of shares at saka yung purchase price mo kasi later on yung malalaman kung kumita ka ba o hindi. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, balikan natin. No? So, balikan natin yan. So, halimbawa, nabili mo yung mutual fund mo January of 2020. Ang net asset value ng time na yun ay 112. So, ililista mo yon 10,000 pesos binili ko. Ang NAV po ay 112. After a year, binalikan mo, nakita mo, ang NAV po niya ay 109. So, ibig sabihin, bumaba ka ng 3 pesos per share, right? So, yung 10,000 mo, pag kinumpute mo, malamang nasa 9,800 yan, 9,900. So, in a year's time, nalugi ka ng 100 pesos, 200 pesos. Kaya ako sinasabi example na yan kasi pwede mangyari yun. Okay, so 2020, bagsak ang market, almost 10%. So, more or less, ikaw din, halos ganun din yung bagsak mo. May mga mutual funds na bagsak ng 20%. So, you really have to bear it out. Kasi nga down year yun. Okay? So, investment funds, Yan yung mga sinasabi natin, money market. Itong money market fund, usually ang laman niyan, yan, mga special savings deposit, time deposit, treasury bills. Okay? Ang treasury bills ay mga mga investment vehicle na ang naglalabas ay ang Treasury of the Philippines. So technically speaking, yan ay risk-free. Yung binibigay niyang rate, yun ang tinatawag na risk-free rate. Sabihin, relatively safer yan. Bakit safer? Kasi nga, the government can just print money uh, if it cannot pay you. But I'm sure it will. Kasi kung hindi, maapektuhan yung kanilang credit rating. So yan po yan. So yan, medyo mababa ang risk yan. Siyempre, ang return yan, mababa rin. Yung time na sinulat ito, papakita ko sa inyo. Ano, sa BPI, meron siyang BPI short-term fund. Ayan, wala nga lang PDIC insurance yun. Walang, walang holding period. Si time deposit, fixed interest rate, PDIC insured, merong lock-in period. Pwedeng 35 days, 63 days. Yan. Kaya yan ganyan kasi sinusundan nila yung money market. Ganyan ang mga number of days kasi sa money market. Okay? Yan, tandaan ninyo ito ay noong 2014 at ito ay percent net of tax na nataksan na. Ito ay 1 million, 1 million to based on 0.75%, 364-day time deposit. So, bilhin mo yan Ganyan ang pera mo, 1 million, pero yan lang ang kinita 0.6% a year. Okay? Short-term fund naman, 1.5% kasi money market fund yan. Ang nagpataas dyan, meron kasi tayong treasury bills, meron ding special savings deposit sa time deposit. Again, 2014 to guys Don't rely on this. I mean, it's just a basis. Okay, sa bond fund naman, bond fund, may laman na government bonds, so risk-free yun. Corporate bonds, siyempre may risk, pero mamili siyempre sila ng magandang company. Ang corporate bonds, ang nag-i-issue ng shares na yan ay ang mga companies. So usually ba, nangangailangan ng pera si San Miguel, gawa ng kanyang mga projects. So tatlong option niya, pwede siya mag-issue ng shares. Kaso pag ginawa nila yon, syempre, madi-delete yung shares ng mga owner, dadami kasi yung shares nila, dadami yung owner, di ba? Number 2, pwede sila mag-borrow sa bank, pwede naman yun, mabayaran nila interest. Ang isang option ay mag-issue sila ng corporate bonds. No, ang corporate bonds kasi, anytime, pag nakita nilang nakakabawi-bawi na, siyempre nilang i-buy back yun. Okay? Mas mataas ang rate nito, corporate bonds, kaysa sa government bonds. Siyempre, mas risky yun kaysa sa government bonds. Pero kung mamimili ka naman siyempre ng company na papiliin mo, na pag-investan mo, siyempre mas maganda yung laban mo dyan. Kasi yung corporate bonds na pinili mo ay sigurado mag-yield ng tama. Katulad ng bawa San Miguel, PLDT, SM, yan, Jollibee, kung nag-issue sila yan. So, okay, so yan. Pwede rin mga treasury notes. So, ito po yan. So, kung yung money market fund, nandito sa bababa, ang bond fund medyo mataas ng konti. Gawa ng corporate bonds yan. Ang reminder dito, bond is simply debt. Okay? So, yung BPI Premium Bond Fund ay 4.96%. 3-year annualized return noong 2013, December 2013. So, bakit ganito ang naging return niya? Makikita mo, mataas kasi ang rate ni corporate bonds. Siguro mga nasa 8% ng time na yan. Si government bonds, mga nasa 4% or almost 5%. Treasury notes, mababa. Kaya, nag-average siya sa almost 5%. Net of taxes na yan. So, siguro mga 5.6 or about 6 yan. Nagkaroon ng 20% withholding tax. Kaya may ganyan. Okay? So, ito naman, equity fund. Ito, example lang niya to. Meron siyang fund dito na ang laman ay puro equities or puro stocks. So, hindi lang tatlo yan. Madami yan. Pero ang binibigay lang siguro nila dito, yung example ng pinakamalalaki nilang hawak. So, for example, equity fund ng BPI, usually ang hawak nila dyan, yung Globe, Ayala Corp. Ayala Corp kasi is the mother company. And sometimes PLDT, nakikita ko dyan, minsan hawak nila ang First Philippine Holdings, o kaya dyan, Gokongwei Summit. Yan, equity fund. Okay, so siyempre, mataas ang risk nun, mataas din ang return. So, equity represent ownership para kang may ownership sa company. Okay? So, equity value fund, o tingnan mo naman 'to nung 2013 sobrang taas ng kanilang return. Bakit po ganito? 5-year return 'to kasi nagsimula yan nung 2008. 2008 bagsak kasi kaya mataas ang in-increase niya afterwards, kaya po mataas yan. Okay? Pero imagine kung nag-return ka ng 17% a year, ang inflation nasa 6% lang. So, talagang iniwan mo ng milya-milya ang inflation. Okay, balance fund naman, ang kalahati stocks, ang kalahati ay bonds. Kaya balance. So, kung equity fund ay mataas ang risk, ang balance fund mababa ang risk ng konti. Pero mataas pa rin siya kaysa sa bond fund. Ang balance fund, tingnan mo naman, no? 14%. Not bad, di ba? Kasi 16, ilan ba si equity? 17, di ba? Siya, 14. Oh, kasi bakit gano'n? Mataas kasi yung inangat talaga ng stocks, eh. Yung bonds naman mataas din naman, 'no? Kasi ito yung panggaling pa lang tayo sa financial crisis. So, after nun siyempre umakyat ang laban. Kaya nga ngayon maganda mag-invest ngayon kasi kung matatapos na ang pandemic, then siyempre lahat yan up and up na. Alright? So, ayan na po tayo. So, yun po yung mga example ng mutual funds na pwede nyo pag-invest. Ang binigay ko example dito, of course, disclaimer, hindi po ako empleyado ng BPI. I used to be an employee in the bank na ang pangalan ng bangko namin ay Prudential Bank. Prudential Bank doesn't exist anymore. It was bought by BPI. So, some of my friends are in BPI and BPI is also my bank. Although may pinunta akong Metro Bank at saka BDO and yun. So, hindi lang BPI po ang meron nito. Meron din ang Bangko de Oro, meron din ang Metrobank, PS Bank, yan ang mga kilala kong bangko na meron nito. Of course, yung mga government banks din tayo na nag-offer ng ganito. So, search nyo lang po. Pero ang binigay ko na example is BPI. And ang ginagawa kasi ni BPI, lahat ito naka-embed sa kanyang online portal. Well, I think ganoon din naman ang Metrobank at saka ganoon din naman ang BDO. Alright? So that's it. Thank you very much for listening and hope to see you again next time. God bless you.